The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on. He missed the complete. That is crazy stuff.
Freitas is on the grass on the infield before. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
What has easily been one of the most competitive seasons in Bootleg Racing League history, well, that continues tonight as the Outlaws are back for a second visit to the Bullring at Las Vegas. We have seen 3 winners in the first 4 races and great racing all throughout this season in the short tracks of America. And tonight is round 5 of the Bootleg Racing League Outlaw Modified Series. It's the Outlaw 100 from Sin City, Las Vegas. And a happy last Saturday of July. I'm Chris Scala, the short track extraordinaire. Sean Ambrose with me. Joe P calling the shots behind the scenes. Dougie Beard with all the great camera work as always. Sean, we have a trend here. You missed race 1 and race 4 of the season. And, well, we've seen a very interesting thing happen during that absence of yours. Now, last week in Martinsville, it's a wild race. We saw some great racing on the track, and one guy pretty much ran away and went flag to flag, leading all 100 laps, and it happened to be the same guy that won in week 1 when you weren't here. Donnie Moore, who started on the pole, won his second race of the season, entering the third season of 2017. He was winless in numerous seasons, and he's already got 2 in the first 4 races and showing he is a contender for the championship. Now, Mr. Ambrose, I welcome you back to the broadcast after your week hiatus of enjoying some Iron Maiden. We have spent most of the afternoon down on the strip having a great time, and now we're here at one of our favorite short track series and at the Bullring right outside of Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Tell us about this a little less than 4/10 mile oval.
Yes, sir. We are here in Clark County, Nevada, Las Vegas, baby, about 15 miles northeast of the Strip. It's a 1,200-acre complex of multiple tracks for motorsports racing. Speedway Motorsports Incorporated, SMI, located in Charlotte, the headquarters there. Well, they own this track currently. This area for racing, it's been around for a long time. They opened the track itself in 1972. It's been under a lot of different configurations. The one we're seeing now has actually been here since 1985. And Chris, it's 0.38 miles. We can get real technical and break it down. It's maybe just 3.875, something like that. Anyway, it's going to be a blast. But the best way to take a look at this track, the new track to the iRacing service, we've only been here once in the BRL, is to hop in the GSRC SK Modified and take a ride.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Global Sim Racing Channel. I'm Brian Yazek, taking you for a sprint around the Bullring at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the GSRC SK Mod. So here we go. Off of turn 4, bring it right out to the fence, down into the turn 1 area. You can kind of get on those rumble strips if you need to. It doesn't seem to upset this SK Mod all that much. It's a very unique oval. It feels like it never ends, but it has such tight corners and the radius in the middle of the corners. There we go again, out of turn 4, and this is going to complete our track guide here. I'm Brian Yazek. Enjoy the show.
And that is a lap around the Bullring in Las Vegas. Chris is with a driver looking to kickstart his season tonight after a couple of less than stellar runs. Jeff Kendrick.
Yep, Jeff Kendrick joins me tonight, driver of the number 62. Now, Jeff, the first couple races this season you missed. And in the last couple weeks, you've returned and, well, as they say in short track racing, you've left with the steering wheel in your hand. Basically, unfortunately, events there. How do you turn your luck around tonight here in Vegas?
Well, we just got to be more consistent and stay out of trouble. It has been a rough couple of weeks for sure.
How's the Bullring treating you tonight? How's the layout and how's the track treating you?
Well, I like the track and I'm pretty comfortable on it. Not really that fast. I think it's probably a matter of getting a little more practice on the track, getting used to it. Been racing a lot of dirt, so haven't had a lot of time to run the newer asphalt tracks.
Have you been able to use any of that dirt to kind of help you get better at some of these asphalt tracks?
One thing racing on dirt does is it helps your reaction times. You can react a little faster. It just kind of you have to on dirt, and you kind of learn to do it. And it does transfer over to asphalt, and I guess that's about the only thing.
The only thing I'm seeing on the track here, watching the street stocks and the trucks earlier, it seems to be very easy to overdrive the entry of a corner here with the flat banking. Is that what you're seeing out there?
It is with the other cars. With the modified, I think it's not quite as easy because the modified rolls through the turn so well with the wide tires and the wide track width.
All right, Jeff, we wish you the best of luck tonight in that number 62, my friend, and maybe we'll talk to you on the podium.
Thank you very much. Hope so.
Absolutely. Jeff Kendrick tonight, the driver of the number 62. And Sean, we have a tight points battle on our hands, my friend, and we're halfway, just about there. Next week's, I guess you could call it the official halfway, or even lap 50 tonight, we'll say, in Season 3. Let's talk about where we are in the standings. We got a close one.
We do, and we got a lot of moving and shaking going on, buddy. Now, Donnie Moore is back on top. Jared Shepard has fallen back. It's a big win by Donnie Moore last week to put him back on top of the points. And Philip Temples moves up from out of the top 5. Big jump for Phil. Gets up to 3rd, just 10 points back from Donnie. Jeff Sharp up 2 spots from outside the top 5, and now there he sits 11 points behind our leader. And Lowell Jewell, yeah, he's down a little bit, but buddy, tell you what, a couple of good runs for him already earlier tonight. Lowell kind of feeling this bull ring. I like his chances to stay here in the top 5 by the time this thing is over.
Yeah, Lowell's been very consistent. He's had his good runs. He's had a couple bad runs, but who doesn't have those kind of runs? But Lowell Jewell has definitely been one of the more improved drivers, we'll say, here in the 2017 season. Now, Sean, for those who might be watching this for the first time on a Saturday night, let's talk about what these cars are, what we're doing here, and what they're going to see the next hour.
Well, if you've never watched us before, welcome to the Outlaw Modified Series here in the Bootleg Racing League. We run the SK Modified, not the full-size Tour Modified, the SK. A little bit different, not much, just down on power, smaller tires. Round 5 of 11 tonight. Now, we are inverting the grid from the top 10 finish at Martinsville last week. This is something we do here in the Bootleg Racing League, and one of the storylines of the race we'll talk about in a moment. Tonight's race and every Saturday night, 100 laps. That's 37.5 miles around the Bullring tonight. Fast repair if you need it. You only get one. You can never change tires in this league. That's one of the golden rules. Chris, we're going to have fun tonight. These guys don't need to stop for fuel. It's a beautiful evening here on track. We are obviously under nighttime conditions, and it feels like nighttime. 67 degrees on track, and clear night, 67 degrees outside.
Well, it's a very nice 67 because when you're out there in the city, as you see the background there's Las Vegas Motor Speedway, turn 1 and 2 right there in the background you're seeing. It was a little hot on the strip today, my friend. I think I saw numbers that were like apricot. I think I saw cactus melting out in the desert. But anyways, with that said, no new news this week, which, as they say, no news is good news. So we move on to the lineup schedule for next season coming up here, Season 4, the Winter Series, October through March. They're going to be changing things up a little bit here with the Outlaw, Sean. Friday nights, Pro Truck Series. Normally that's the 8 o'clock Saturday night series. And that's going to be a 7 o'clock Friday night series now. And then they're bringing back the Grand National Series for Friday nights at 8.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I might actually try and sign up for that Friday night series. Actually, thinking about that a bit. We'll see.
I'd like to see how you do there. But Saturday nights, the Street Stocks will stay at their 7 o'clock slot. The limited late models will make their return at 8 o'clock on Saturday nights. And, of course, the Outlaws, 9 o'clock. And as you've seen for the last multiple years, you will see all the races here on the Global Sim Racing channel each and every Saturday night starting at 9 o'clock. So we have 5 minutes to go before the race begins. And, well, my keys for tonight that I've come up with, I watched the last 2 races, which, by the way, both were won by J.R. Shepard today. He won the street stock and the truck race. And I had to come up with keys because I've never watched a race here at the Bullring until tonight. So with that said, multi-groove racing. Could we see that tonight?
Yeah. I don't think we're going to see much of it. Certainly on the restarts, you'll try and take advantage of somebody up top. But Chris, this the fast way around this track is really, really down low. Both ends of the track are a little bit different from each other. So certainly you've got to navigate through there pretty carefully, but I just don't see a big run coming from the top side this evening.
And you mentioned the different corners, actually different straightaways too. There's a little bit of a bend in that back straightaway, which could play a key into number 2 here. I asked Jeff this. I'll ask you this. Flat track, easy to overdrive these corners. You see it tonight?
Yeah, oh, definitely. I put in a lot of practice here myself, both when this came out and here just a while ago. And you do have a tendency to get in a bit hot, especially if you're racing with somebody. Trying to work somebody over or trying to keep someone away from you. Yeah, the tendency is to maybe get in, like I said, a little bit hot. If you do, you're going to pay for it. You're going to really have to get on the binders. It'll probably wash you up the track, and you're going to lose time. And you need to be fast here. There's no doubt about it. There's some pretty fast customers out here. We all know how fast J.R. Shepherd is. And a couple new guys lurking around here. Donnie Moore. Again, you better be fast.
Well, and my last but certainly not least key for this evening, you mentioned J.R. Shepherd. He's going to be starting in front of Donnie Moore tonight. So can Moore stretch his lead this evening, or it's a pretty tall task?
It is going to be a tall task. It really is. Now, Chris, I'd like to know, what have I got to do to get an 18-car field? I mean, last week's race, it was packed, and tonight we're down a little bit on the numbers. Boy, this could really be anybody's race tonight. JR has been hot this evening, but I don't think it's a given that he wins this thing. In fact, looking through the field, Lucas Stinziano, we know he's going to get a shot to start from up front, and he's third fast in practice. Maybe this is his night to win a race here in the Bootleg Racing League.
It could be, and to answer your question, I think Stephen Parks had a lot to do with that 18-car field last week, not us.
Nah.
Let's just go ahead and put that out there. But, yeah, this is going to be a very interesting race, and I didn't put this down as a key, but something else we should look at, and I'm going to come up with my own little term here. I think the driver's got to keep it out of the candy cane tonight. And what I mean by candy cane, look at the wall. The red and white stripes. Best term I can come up with, a candy cane wall.
Yeah, the candy cane, definitely keep it out of the candy cane. I mean, it really, the key to these modified races is always keeping it in the gray and off of that concrete. J.R. Shepherd actually has a bit of a habit of trying to knock that down a little bit every now and then. It never seems to slow him down. But yeah, no, for most of these guys, I think the key definitely is going to be keeping this car clean over 100 laps. That's going to be hard to do because the tires, they're going to be a bit of an issue here tonight. It really are. You're braking hard into these turns, and you're doing it a little bit differently on every corner of the track. So this track, a bit unique. It's a bit of a challenge for the modified.
Well, Sean, it's about that time for you to give us a pick. Now, last week, Stephen Parks filled in for you. You gave us a pick, and he kept up with the trend that you had. So let's just go with that, and let's hope you can get a good pick tonight. Who are we going with?
You know what? First of all, I just want to see us get through that first lap without the big one. Okay.
Yes.
That was pretty scary last week. That was entertaining, Chris.
That was a big one.
Yes, it was. My pick for the evening. Boy, I said earlier today I'm getting out of the prediction business. I actually did pick a winner today. Our director can confirm that. But man, jeez. Give me Mike Holloway tonight. Maybe it's time for Holloway to get another win here in the Bootleg Racing League.
Can Sean Ambrose go 2 for 2 on July 29th? We will see here in about 25 seconds. Now, there's a few spots remaining in the Street Stock and Pro Truck Series I mentioned, so you could go to the bootlegracingleague.com for details there. Now, the second annual Champions Shootout, September 23rd. You can go to the Bootleg Racing League website, of course, to check that out to get more details. So as we get ready to grid here in about 8 seconds, Sean, we're ready for some Bullring action. I do want to verbally apologize on air to Joe Peak. He does not know this yet, but I did spend all of his money on the slots earlier, and I didn't win anything back. So, anyways, I digress. Here's the starting lineup for the race here at the Bullring. You ready, Sean?
I'm ready, buddy. Let's do it.
All right, starting on the pole, it should be Dustin Powers, if I'm seeing this correctly here. Dustin will start on the pole, the number 25 car, and there's Lucas Stenziano. You mentioned he's been fast. He'll be on the outside of road number 1.
Road 2. J.R. Shepherd. Wow, I didn't know he was going to be that far up, actually. Jeff Sharp, starting fourth. This is going to be a fun start.
Well, it's interesting enough that we do have a few guys missing that were in that top 10 last week. Phil Temple still started tied row number 3 alongside Mike Holloway.
Row 4 going to be Donnie Moore and Chip Dickert.
David Loomis going to start inside of row number 5 alongside Lowell Jewell.
I'll take the rest of the field here real quick. Jeff Kendrick starting 11th. J.J. Garrett, the Indiana driver, will start 12th. And Brandon Limecooler will start 13th. You know, the one thing I learned last week watching the start of that race is J.J. Garrett's number is the same upside down as it is right side up.
I don't know what to say to that, but very good. Other than that.
You see what I did there, right?
I did. I did see what you did there.
Okay.
I want to say thanks to the viewers watching us tonight. I see Tim Shinowski out here watching this evening. Mr. Shinowski, we miss you and your brother out here on the track. Wish you guys the best in your real-life racing adventures there. If you want to chat with us, though, you can do so, of course, on our YouTube Global Sim Racing channel page. And if you're watching us on iRacing Live, we salute you and appreciate you guys watching there.
The Shinowskis are racing school buses, I heard, Chris.
Oh, boy.
They left the Bootleg Racing League to go race school buses.
Something tells me that could be a bus load. Anyways, here we go. Pace car about to pull off. 100 laps of racing.
It's a load of something.
Hey, Sean, pace car's off.
It is. Let's get ready to boogie, baby. Let's do this thing.
All right, let's send it to turn 1. Dustin Powers, Lucas Stinziano on the pole. Front row, I should say, and there they go. Powers with the jump in that DeWalt car. Stinziano going to fight with the 98 of Shepard there on the inside, and Stinziano, he will race you hard.
Oh, look at that. Look at Lucas get it in there.
Oh, he kind of sent it a little high there.
Yeah, he sent it a little deep.
Temple's going to fill into third, and there goes Stinziano down to the 4th position. Everybody in the front 5, single file. Back to David Loomis inside of Garrett, or make that Sharp. I'm so used to Garrett driving 73s when I'm around him, so I might call Sharp Garrett tonight. Meanwhile, up front, Dustin Powers holding his own. I say that, he slides wide. Here comes Shepard.
Yeah, just behind Shepard, you've got Philip Temples right now. He's got a really, really good line down there.
Oh, for the lead. Yeah, I think Powers was better driving a little bit.
Phil going to follow him right in there. Phil gets a great run off of 4. He's going to complete that pass and get to work on J.R. Shepard there.
Oh, trouble.
Yellow's out.
Garrett's involved, front straightaway.
Oh boy, that was the 11 there.
Yeah, it looks like Garrett and I think Kendrick maybe got a piece of this too. Ever since that win at Myrtle Beach, Garrett has not had some good luck.
Yeah, you're going to see Garrett spin here off the turn, and then just behind him, the 62 gets into it. Kendrick gets into it with Chip Dickert.
Oh,
they make contact. Garrett able to right the ship, but I think Dickert going to wind up with the worst of that on damage.
Yeah, Garrett kept it out of the candy cane there, so he did a good job in that 11 car to keep it straight, but unfortunately, ever since that Myrtle Beach win of his 2 weeks ago, the luck has not been too good for that Skull. Oh, yeah, that apron got him there. Got loose, and then Dickert just helped him out. Oh, wow.
Not seeing anyone tied for the pit yet.
Well, you got to remember, the pits are on the backstretch here at the Bullring. It's almost like a lap itself on pit road.
I think Chip's going to keep it out there.
Yeah, Garrett's coming to pit road. It looks like the 11. I'm not sure if he's going to get damage fixed. I'm kind of intrigued by that strategy. It didn't look like he had any damage, so we'll have to see. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, Shepard did win the first 2 races tonight, the Street Stocks and the trucks. And that truck win he won by a lot. So I say a lot, but he had a short gap over Phil Temples, but then Donnie Moore was almost 9 to 10 seconds back. He had lapped up to 5th in the field, so he definitely dominated that truck race. So Shepard looking to pull out the broom this evening. I think Temples is pushing Shepard. I don't know if he's trying to clean off his grill, or what does he think? He's a Sprint Cup car or something? Got to clean the grill off, got some trash?
Yeah. Maybe just doing a little inspection there for JR. Making sure that bumper is up to standard there.
Pace car pulls off. The leader can go anytime he wants, pretty much from now until the green flag. but it's probably best to wait till you get off the corner, not spin the tires. And Shepard's on it. Temples fills in that second. Oh, Powers into Stinziano.
Oh, and Stinziano's around.
Oh, look out. Second caution. David Loomis gets a piece of it. Lime cooler.
There was not any contact. In fact, I think that was a little bit of net code, Chris, that got Stinziano. They were awful close, but there was absolutely no contact. That's unfortunate for Brandon Lime Cooler. Him get stuck up in that. He's going to bend up the front of that car.
Oh, another piece there. Looks like, try to see who that was there. The Lime Cooler just kind of locked it up or something there. That was interesting on his end. But second caution out.
On board with Loomis. Again, no contact. It was just close. Stinziano a little bit too close. The net code kicks in. Gets a piece of Loomis. Sends him around. Loomis gets going in the correct direction again. Doesn't look like anybody hits him getting by.
I think that third car was Mike Holloway. The 31 that you saw there on the outside got a piece of it. But yes, our good friend Mr. Netcode, he's never afraid to make his appearance.
Never afraid to make himself apparent on small, fast tracks with, well, let's say a fair number of cars on them. But that's all right. We got a good run in there. We'll get another one going. JR right now is the man, though.
I do have a trivia question. I guess it's more of a survey that I'm gonna throw out there. I think this might be more of a soup question. I'm gonna go and ask this. What will we see first? Cars that fly in the sky, like, you know, the Jetsons, so to say, or netcode go away?
That is a good question. Kind of. Nah.
Our director Joe Peak said heads in a jar, so we'll go see there on that one.
Oh.
Or D, the Cubs win another World Series. I had to go there.
Just. You say heads in a jar, and I think Ted Williams is so sad. I'm sorry. Poor Ted.
All right, pace car pulls off. Shepard and Temple's front row here. Powers got to shake off that restart there, and how Temple's getting a good gas into turn one.
Boy, Temple's with a lot of bite there to get started.
Shepard going to clear him. Temple's crossing over. Oh, he slides up. I knew that was going to happen when he hit the apron.
Slide up a bunch.
Way up.
Boy, he didn't slide up a bunch. He kept that pretty tidy. JR going to try and pull it on him.
Over. What is this, a 79 Southern 500 all over again? Oh, Temples makes contact. He's in the wall.
He's in the wall, but he's still going.
For those who get a chance on YouTube, go watch a Southern 500 between Walter and Petty.
Tell you what, Phil Temple's still digging up there. He's going to get this back.
Donnie Moore coming for the third position. Make that second. Underneath Powers. Here he comes. Up trouble. It is on the front stretch. Actually, I can't find it.
Oh, man. It was Chip Dickert. Looks like Stinziano gets just a little bit of the bumper there, a Dickert, and that gets him into the tire barrier.
No wonder I can't find him.
Which is the track exit right there. Ugh. Car gets stuck in there. He's going to have to tow in. It's on track here. Stinziano's going to come down the track. And he's going to get just that right. And he hooks him right into that barrier there. That's a track exit right there, Chris.
Chip has left the building. Okay, maybe not.
Well, man, I hate that for him. Chip's just not had a whole lot of luck to start this race.
Yeah, you're right. But unfortunately, involved in that, and it's almost like he was just trying to angle his corner and just hook bumpers with Stinziano there, unfortunately. So third caution out, lap 21, as Shepard, and look who's right there behind him, Donnie Moore, has made his trek from the 7th starting spot. I think Moore's pretty focused tonight. I think he said, you know what, I've got my 2 wins. Time to compete with Shepard for this championship. So I think he's going to show what he's got here in that Irwin car. I mean, not to get too excited too, by the way, Sean, you know, where do we start August with the bootleg guys, where we're at? What if I told you we were in Bristol next
Bristol
Saturday?
Motor Speedway next Saturday. That's right. The world's fastest half mile.
The eighth wonder of the world.
Hey, I was just there in February. They weren't doing any racing, and it was midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, but I was there.
There wasn't any snowmobile racing going on?
No, there wasn't any snow on the ground, actually. It was it February 1st or 2nd, I think it was, I rolled through there.
Did you see a groundhog?
I did not. No. But they saw him just a couple days after, actually. I didn't see him. I missed him.
That is a reminder. I did actually, this past week, I almost ran over a hedgehog. First time I've ever seen one. I was driving down the road and I see this spiked feller go across the road and I'm like, that wasn't a porcupine because it had like it was like a mohawk. But, you know what I mean? That's the way the spikes looked. It looked like a mohawk almost. It was a single row of spikes. And I'm like, I thought Sonic the Hedgehog.
No. I was going to try and throw a bad Sonic joke out there, but I didn't. I decided against it, Chris.
Maybe I didn't see a hedgehog according to Joe Peak, but that's what it looked like. It reminded me of Sonic, so I called it a hedgehog. Chip Digger taking his car behind the wall. I saw some interesting critter. Let's call it that. Pace car off. Donnie Moore ahead of JR. That could be interesting. Again. Shades of Irwindale. But Moore gets down to the bottom. Shepard pushes up the track a little bit there. Powers up the third. No contact between Holloway and Temples. J.J. Garrett back here in the 7th position, looking to make a run up there.
Moore on the attack here, Chris.
Well, somebody is woken up the 26 car. Now, JR could easily be saving tires here, too. That's something that JR is really good at. He's getting out in the lead and saving those tires. Hey, what? Dustin Powers, Sean, hasn't given up much either.
Yeah, you know, I was just about to say, I like the power of that machine right there.
I see what you were trying to do there.
I didn't mean to do that. I really didn't mean to do that. No, that's Walt SK, man. He's got it locked in right now here at
for
the
fourth. Right behind there, Sharp and Temples.
Temples, yeah.
Temples taking a pass. And here comes Garrett going into the top 5. Gonna bring the 31 Holloway. So Sharp, unfortunately, going backwards. Some great racing here at the Bullring. 30 laps in already. Chip Dickert, the only car behind the wall. David Loomis right now holding down the Hamilton position as you ride with Temples. Temples all over that DeWalt car.
Yeah, he is.
He's all over it like a drill in a nail.
Oh, look at he's looking to the inside. Looking to the inside off the turn. Phil going to try and get him down here, down the straight. Ah, yeah, there he goes.
Slides it in there. That back end was all over the place. Whoa, Garrett driving it deep out. Well, that's one thing about this track. It's a wide one. Garrett getting loose off that corner, going for the pass. Oh, baby, slides up there.
Oh, a nice side-by-side battle here. Hang on. Here comes Holloway. He's going to try and take it too.
Powers doing everything he can. You can see that car is just sliding. He's probably wearing that right front out going up the track like that. Garrett's loose. Right in front of him, spins.
That's going to bring out a yellow. Boy, he's really having trouble with turn 4 here. That's second time out of 4 for him.
Fourth caution out, second one for Garrett. Indiana driver's gone from the penthouse to the outhouse to the penthouse back to the outhouse. I'll have to look here and see if he got a piece of the apron. I know the first time the apron did contribute to the spin. Let's see about this one. He was on it a little bit, but he's, well, now we're looking at the backstretch here. Let's see. Oh, he's coming to pit road, so we're live actually here. So we're going to step away real quick, take a break, and come back. We'll get you some more Outlaw Racing. We're 38 laps in here at the Bullring in Las Vegas on the Global Sim Racing channel. Back at the Outlaw 100 here at Sin City, Las Vegas. The Bullring pace car pulling off as we wrap up the fourth caution of the night. J.R. Shepard leading Donnie Moore, Phil Temples, Mike Holloway, your top four, and Dustin Powers, your top five as we're back to racing. Shepard with a pretty good start. Temples and Moore almost hit each other into one.
He just kind of forced his way in there, didn't he?
He's like, yeah, excuse me.
Hip check.
Pretty close to one.
Yeah.
How about Dustin Powers, though? You cannot help but be impressed with this young driver out of Illinois.
And
back
Mike
here.
Holloway. Look at Holloway there is up to fifth.
Some little birdie tells me you picked him tonight.
Maybe.
Back here, mid-pack, let's look at Brandon Limecooler, David Loomis, Jeff Sharp here. It's a fight for the 7th position. Limecooler and Loomis have both passed Sharp. Here comes Garrett trying to bounce back again, already up to the Hamilton spot. For those who don't know what the Hamilton spot is, basically that inversion. It's something that was created by one Bill Supzon, the Samposi of GSRC. He came up with that term, and that's what we call it now, the Hamilton position, who gets inverted to be the pole sitter at next week's race. I wonder if Soup has researched who Samposi is yet.
Soup, trust me, Soup knows who Samposi is.
Well, he asked me a couple weeks ago who Samposi was.
Oh, so. I'm cool in trouble. Boy, he's really up on that wall.
Oh, he clips Kendrick.
Catches Kendrick.
No caution yet because the cars aren't around here. They get going.
He's not moving. He's
caution now out.
Wow.
Oh, he caught the wall. Tried to keep it up there, and then the car just grips and finally spins, and wow, Kendrick nowhere to go, almost turns it over. On board with the Mid-South driver. Yeah, that was... I mean, he tried to do all he could to keep it in the wall, which is good, but for some reason it gripped right there, and bam.
Man, tough break for Kendrick. This has been a rough evening for Kendrick.
Been a rough season so far. As I mentioned, he missed the first 2 races of the season. He's came back and he's finished outside the top 10 in both races. So it literally goes back to that old term. He left with the steering wheel in his hand going home. I'm sure, Sean, you've had plenty of those kind of days, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I have. Boy, Limecooler's still in the pit. Been in there for quite a while, actually. I'm wondering if that car might be done. He may have already taken that that fast repair earlier. That is his second pit stop, so I'm thinking he probably did. That may not be good. He may be done for the night.
Which would be a second crunched up Mountain Dew can. That's not good.
Oh. Hope he gets a nickel deposit on that.
If he's in one of the rare, let's see what he's lime coolers to planes. There's a couple states out there that do the 5 cents. Michigan 10. Hey, real quickly, while we're in the caution here, see if the pace car lights go off. They'll give we still got a couple laps here. Give the viewers a chance if they want to for about 5 seconds to mute their speakers real quick, because we're going to throw a spoiler out there. And Sean, how about Mr. Ryan Preece up there in your area winning today?
Yeah, Ryan Preece, the Will and modified tour driver and regular here at Riverhead Raceway. He wins the Xfinity race in his second race. Finished second in his first one, and gets a second opportunity for Joe Gibbs Racing and takes the big win today. That's a modified driver. Will in that Xfinity car there around Iowa, out in the cornfield, baby.
Now, I know GSRC prohibits math, but it's pretty simple. He's got an average finish of 1.5 in that car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's good. He's a good dude too. I haven't met him a few times. He's a good one. I hope good things are ahead for him.
And we hope some good things are ahead here for the last half of the race. We're just past the halfway point. Shepard, Temples, Moore. This is going to be an interesting restart. Can Moore get second back? No, Temples shuts the door. Power gets pushed up the track. He's going to lose fourth. Mike Holloway going to fill the gap. Front 6, 7, 8, and 9. Everybody pretty much single file, actually. Oh, Temple's climbed the track a little bit there.
J.J. Garrett, Will, Lowell, Jewell. Back here, that was a battle for 7th place. Garrett's going to take it away from Lowell.
Wait, Garrett's going to end up...
Lowell
gets turned.
Yeah, Lowell gets turned there. About the 70, what was that, Jeff Sharp, I think, turned him.
Oh, Lowell's shaking his finger out the window right now. Thankfully, it's the index.
Why did Jeff Sharp change his number? Does anybody know?
Are you saying it wasn't a Sharp move?
Maybe not to change his number, no. Because every time I see that 73, I'm like, who is that? Because Jeff Sharp is 49. Nobody took the 49. I'm sure there's a reason. Jeff, if you watch the replay of this, hopefully you're not watching while you're driving. Shoot me a message. Tell me what's up on that, man.
Caution number 6 now on the track.
Really? Have we had that many?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool. According to my number here.
And no wave by.
No wave by for the 6th time. Last week we had one guy get a wave around 5 times in a row. This week we get nothing. I can't remember who it was last week that had like a wave around every caution. John Hine over at chat, dumping the boss. Yeah, that's never a good thing. Never a good thing.
Yeah, we were talking about Ryan Preece before. I actually have harassed him in the pit at Riverhead Raceway about trying to lobby iRacing to come on out and scan Riverhead. It's a tour track, 2 races every year, and guys over there, if you're listening, over in Boston, we're ready. We're just across the Long Island Sound. Come on down. We'll be there all year.
And if you need a quicker trip, you can take it, an hour on a ferry from Connecticut?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it didn't even take that long. You can get across in about just about 45 minutes.
Just getting reports from Brandon Lime Cooler that his crew's working hard to get the Mountain Dew car back out there.
All right, that's good.
Hate to say that car is fizzled out.
Oh, boy. Well, it's certainly been light work for him this evening so far.
Here we go. Pace car going to pull off again. 6 cautions for 26 laps so far. As we're going to come to green, lap number 60 this time by.
I think it's time to take a diet from the cautions.
I'm good with that.
Oh, JR with a jump.
JR using that apron to get a little bit of a kick. Oh, Temples puts 4 down there trying to go around him.
He sure did. Look at Donnie Moore, though. Donnie got a great start. He's latched right on.
Donnie Moore going to get there. Dustin Powers coming to 5th. Here comes Garrett again. And 91 goes around Loomis.
Oh, boy. And Stenziano gets a piece of, man, Lucas not having a great night.
Do I need to start dropping Foo Fighter song references again like last week? Oh, netcode again.
Was it?
Oh, I'm seeing right there in that blimp view. I don't know if we can get a onboard shot maybe real quickly from that bumper and see it. I think there was definitely at least a half inch of space from Cinziano. As always, Dougie Beard on top of things here.
Yeah, you're right, Chris. Yeah, you know, and it always seems like it happens like in the middle or right on the exit of a turn when you see that type of condition. Now, they're awful close, but he doesn't actually touch him right there. It's really, really close, but man.
Now there they touch.
Yeah. Yeah, you just, but you know, that's something as a driver here on iRacing, you've got to kind of come to learn to understand after a while. You maybe going to have to give a little bit more space than you would in real life because of this thing we call netcode that exists. You know what I mean?
Which, yes, but at the same time, it's like a catch-22 because if you do that, you give more room, you're going to get passed on the high side because people are going to get under you, you're going to give them room, you're going to get passed by. It's almost like you have to tempt and almost put yourself in danger of netcode happening to try to save your position or have a good finish.
I agree with you, Chris. I do. It's short track racing, man. It really is.
Well, and I'm talking about any track. You get into a Gen 6 car at Charlotte, you know, you got to kind of push that car down on the bottom and squeeze him down there and hope he doesn't netcode you or whatever to be able to hold that spot, or else you're going backwards.
Why don't we run it down here? We're past the halfway point. J.R. Shepherd is the big leader right now. Philip Temples, could he win this race? Maybe. He's battling hard with Shepherd. Donnie Moore in third. Dustin Powers still having a solid run, Chris. Mike Mahoney rounding out the top. Mike Mahoney. Mike Mahoney. Mike Holloway. Yes, it's 5th place. Wow, it's been a long day.
That just goes back to the one broadcast where I called somebody Tyler Hudson accidentally. Oop. Contact between two people back here. I think Powers and Garrett connecting, saying hello to each other. Here we go. Pace car off. Shepherd on, and Moore is leaning on Temples almost. Holloway going to move to the 4th position as Powers up there in that lane that he's been in pretty much all night. Powers might be able to clear right here in the 6th. Nope. Well, Sharp drives it in there. Almost some contact.
Powers getting pushed around a little bit by Jeff Sharp.
Getting overpowered.
Yeah. Sharp looks... Go,
oh, Garrett. Oh, look, oh my.
I'm just not even going to say anything about the end of that.
He's still rolling. The Earnhardt, that thing, literally. Well, that car's not in one piece anymore, but...
Let's go on board with him. He's right there, going to catch the wall, and that wheel hops up and catches the fence, sends him over that tire barrier.
The engine was still running here, but unfortunately, I think the car was not turning anymore.
Tough night for Ken. I'm sorry for the 11 there, JJ Garrett.
Well, you know what this looks like here? This wreck. This looks like shades of like a And I'm not talking about this part here, but this part there, hitting the tires, shades of like Sonoma back in the mid-90s when they had hills and tire barriers and stuff. You'd watch people like flip over the mountain or the hills at Sonoma.
Yeah.
And for the first time
All
tonight,
right.
we have a wave around. Brandon Lime Cooler. Thank God we don't have a dog sponsoring this thing.
Well, Lime Cooler, man, I don't know if he's going to... Well, yeah, no, he could pick up that spot on JJ Carrot, actually, for his efforts of getting that car back out here. Another car back out on track. It looks like Chip Dickert's made it back out there also.
Yeah, Chip's some 56 laps down. Brandon's 18 down. And it looks like Chip's not on track.
He's not. He's not. I'm sorry. He did take his car behind the wall. I thought I saw my timing and scoring moving. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K right now, Chris.
And right now, Jeff Kendrick, by default, is in the Hamilton spot. 10 cars on the lead lap.
You know, we had someone in the chat reference that the stands looked rather empty. And I'm wondering, there are plenty of people in the turn 1 and turn 2 grandstands, which aren't very, very big, but man, when you get to the front stretch, there's just nobody there. What happened to the fans?
Well, good question.
Did they forget to put them in there or what?
But looking here,
Wait a second.
Look packed from here.
Oh, you know
there's
what?
a couple.
That must be me. I'm sorry, folks. That's me. That's my graphics settings.
John's on a roll tonight, boys.
Boy, I really am. Jeez. Yeah, I was looking at mine. I thank you, director, for pulling up that crowd check, because somebody on here said emptiest looking fans in NASCAR. And
I think he's talking about Bristol.
Oh, okay. All right.
Base car pulls in. Apparently, Bristol has less seating in Indianapolis. And there is Shepard. Here we go.
Chris, take it away. It's all yours.
Temple's about ran over Shepard there. They're still 2x2 for third. But I was going to say that, that Bristol.
Oh, Donnie,
and the Temples.
Temples is around. Oh, boy.
Nobody hit him.
I think Philly Two Knuckles is going to not be happy with that.
You know what? That was some just tough racing right there. Temples had plenty. He had plenty of chances to almost put the chrome to Shepard there. And you see Donnie just turns him there, and that's about to see if Donnie had his nose in there.
Well, the Red Sea parted for him, for Phil, and he is lucky that nobody else got into him. Well, he's going to cut.
It gives us a chance to talk about the whole Bristol thing here, Sean. Now, Bristol did have some empty seats, and yes, I always say Indianapolis does hold 250,000 people at that track. So when you see a crowd at Indianapolis, people are always like, man, it looks empty at Indy. Which, compared to the first couple years, yes, it does. But at the same time, when you have about the same amount of fans as you would have at like a race at Atlanta, it looks less because there's more seats.
Right.
And for those who have not been to Indianapolis, I've been to 3 Indy 500s. I went to the, I think it was the 96th, 97th, and 99th one. And the crowds for that race, forget it. And Joe was talking to me off the air about how he's been to the 100th race, and I can only imagine how the crowd was for that one. But the Brickyard, yeah, definitely not the biggest crowd, but Bristol definitely, I think the night race you'll see a good crowd there. I'm being asked about CNN in the background.
Yeah.
I didn't talk about presidential stuff, did I?
The Wheel and Modified Tour started running there just a few years ago, and tell you what, the Tour Mod, it hustles around that track, baby.
Oh yeah, and Newman won a couple of those races, I believe, at Bristol.
Yeah. Newman. Yeah, in fact, I think that Bristol date for the Wheel of Modified Tour coming up here in about a month and a half.
Yeah, usually the trucks run Wednesdays. I think the modifieds are the same night, if not Thursday night, and then, of course, Friday and Saturday the Xfinity and Cup cars. Pace car pulls in. Let's see if we can get a 20-lap run here. As Sean would say, it's time to boogie, baby. Pace car's in.
Boy, and did he ever. Look at J.R. Shepherd go. Woof.
Mike Holloway power move on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're 3 wide in the back.
Boy, Sharp just can't hold on to that modified. He slides Holloway all the way up the track. Holloway loses 3 spots.
Sharp, all of a sudden, is 3rd. He was just spun a little bit ago, wasn't he? How about Lowell Jewell up to 4th, David Loomis to 5th? Everybody who spuns up front again. And look at Loomis taking 4th.
Nobody's really been able to make a run from the top side. You seem to get pushed up there and just move backwards, to be honest with you. Phil Temples has made up several spots already, though. Oh, and then as I say that, he gets a piece of the concrete coming out of turn 2.
Now, did he hit the wall hard or did he shepherd it, which is a light contact?
He shepherded it.
Okay, just checking.
He's
Yes,
getting
I
ready to
made
pick
that
up
turn.
Dustin Powers. He's picking up Dustin.
Yep, inside here into turn 3. Drives it deep. He is definitely sailing it into the corners. Temple's definitely been one of the top 3 fastest cars all night, but just not had the good luck.
Yeah, he's got too far to go, unfortunately. Caution
Shepherd.
would help him. Oh, he gets in the back of Lowell Jewell and then has to back out of it.
Club saving a beauty for that Valvoline car. No, Temples is loose in the 1. 4-wheel slides it. And now Powers. You can see the difference on entry and exit there. Powers easy in, hard out, where Temples is hard in and easy out, and you see where the difference comes. Stinziano fills the picture. Oh, he slides up. Oh, Temples off the pace. I wonder if Temples is just like resetting. Ten laps to go for Shepherd. J.R. Shepherd looking to sweep races tonight. He won the street stock race. He won the truck race, and now he's 9 laps away, making it 8 from winning the modifieds here and having his 2nd win of the season and pretty much tying Donnie Moore for the point lead unofficially. Jeff Sharp running in that 3rd position. David Loomis, Lowell Jewell, your top 5. Hamilton spot. Phil Temples right now in 10th. Cross the line as you see Holloway. Now on to Loomis and Lowell Jewell. That's Savano for the 4th position. Lowell all over Loomis there, trying to get that spot and have another good point. Now, oh, Temple's getting loose there.
Oh, Lowell's got five laps to figure this out. Loomis on the ragged edge right now, doing the best he can to hang onto those tires.
I think everybody out here is trying to hold on right now. Dustin Powers trying to catch up to that F5 car. This is your closest battle on the track right here. All this about 6 seconds or so back from J.R. Shepherd. Shepherd 2.5 over Donnie Moore, who's got about 2.5 himself over Jeff Sharp. Jewell is all over Loomis. Oh, Loomis getting a little loose in that corner. You see him on the swat some flies. Oh, low into Loomis. And that's going to end the race.
Oh. Man, Lowell just got a good run on him. Makes that contact with David. Certainly don't think...
Loomis going to get the pole because of that deal. White flag out. So J.R. Shepherd going to be the 2nd guy to get multiple wins this season. joining the guy who's going to finish right there behind him, Mr. Donnie Moore. Definitely a rough race tonight. 10 cautions, 42 laps. But the one that counts is lap number 100 as J.R. Shepard's going to pull out the broom tonight as he will sweep here at the Bullring in Vegas. Second win of the season for Mr. Shepard. As I mentioned, Donnie Moore, Jeff Sharp, Lowell Jewell, Dustin Power is going to be your top 5 in this wild race.
Something interesting happened there at the end. I'll have to see how this officially scores.
We'll have to investigate that as we go to break. We'll come back and we'll talk to the top 3, and we'll get ready for Bristol coming up next week as you're watching the Global Sim Racing channel. Back at the Bullring here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway as we saw a pretty wild race tonight. Unfortunately, a good amount of cautions and some beaten up vehicles and probably some pretty beaten up relationships tonight, maybe. But nonetheless, we do have one guy in victory lane, and that guy is J.R. Shepard. He returns to that top pedestal tonight. Donnie Moore finishes second, Jeff Sharp third, Lowell Jewell fourth, and how about Dustin Powers getting that top five?
Yeah, great run for Dustin. Mike Holloway going to finish sixth tonight. Jeff Kendrick in the seventh hole. Lucas Denziano, eighth. Philly Temples, ninth. David Loomis going to wind up with the Hamilton spot there. Brandon Limecooler, 11th. He does get the car back out on track. J.J. Garrett, 12th. And Chip Dickert went behind the wall early and actually did not come back on track. He'll take that 13th spot, Chris.
All right, we're going to go to victory lane here and talk to Mr. Shepard, because we're going to leave Donnie to Sean, because I'm pretty sure the Donnie Moore fan club is going to have a chat with Sean here after this. But J.R. Shepard joins us here in victory lane tonight, and J.R. sweeping the whole entire night. Let's just say you did lead a lot of laps in all three races combined, and you led the one that counts too, and that's lap 50, 60, and 100 tonight here in this race. But you were hooked up.
Thanks, Sean. Yeah, it's this Bullring. It's one of the tracks that really seems to fit my driving style, especially on the long run. So yeah, it was a good night, especially after the last couple of weeks to be able to come out and run like that.
Yeah, you were on your top on lap 1 last week at Martinsville, and tonight started there in third. And tell you what, Dustin Powers put up a fight there with you in the front, and he actually had a really good run. But talk about the racing with him and the others there to keep that lead.
Yeah, for sure. Dustin ran great, especially at the beginning of the race, and I think he just got in a little hot into one of the corners, and that's the only reason why I was able to get underneath him there. But yeah, it was some really tight racing tonight for sure. Had a lot of fun racing with Philip there for a little bit, and I felt bad that we made contact on lap 18, but it looked like he just got loose getting into the corner, and seems like our cars have magnets on it. I'm not sure why neither one of us are doing anything on purpose, but yeah, we'll adjust and hopefully have better racing in the future.
Yeah, talk about those restarts, because you had plenty of those this evening. I know you were pretty consistent on where you would go, but did you have any kind of anxiety or nervous that, you know what, hey, I got to do another restart, I got to nail this, or else somebody could jump me?
Yeah, I try not to get nervous or anything like that with it, but you're definitely thinking about what everybody's doing, and it's really tricky being the leader in these SK modifieds with the restricted engines. You feel like if you're out front, you've got a disadvantage, especially those first couple of corners, and Phil's giving a good fight there for a little while, and I thought he was probably going to get under me, and he got in another accident. So if it hadn't been for that, you never know. He could have won this thing tonight.
Well, JR, you were the winner tonight. Congratulations. I'm sure you and Donnie are pretty close to tied, if not tied for the points. Unofficially, we'll see how that shakes out next week as you go to Bristol, and we wish you the best, and send shout-outs as always.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Hey, Donnie's going to be tough this season. He's doing a great job, and I'll give a shout-out to the Bootleg Racing League and to Lowell for putting this on for us and allowing us to do it every week, and of course to you guys for doing the great broadcast that you do. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. J.R. Shepard finishing in victory lane once again tonight for the second time this season. And Sean, you're going to get to talk to Donnie Moore, who, like I said, his fan club is probably looking for you right now.
Donnie, I'm just going to be blunt. Would you like me to step down from this broadcast?
What's your schedule the rest of the year? I'm curious.
Listen, I can always find reasons to go back to New York City on my weekends, okay? So,
it seems to be working for me, but nice to have you back.
It's nice to be back, Donnie, but man, that was a heck of a race. This Bullring is a lot of fun, but it sure is difficult to get around here, isn't it?
Boy, not for JR. He's really got a good technique. He holds just a little more RPMs out of the corner, and yeah, he was just walking away from me. I thought Phil might have something for him, but he didn't at the end.
Yeah, and just on screen there, we saw a moment where Lucas Denziano actually had a close one there. He made some contact with you, kind of brushed you on the side when he was spinning, and there were lots of close moments out there for several drivers this evening. It was a little rough, but in the end, you come up 5 spots, you get through the field, and you get right here on the podium, second place. Congratulations, sir.
Appreciate it, Sean. Hey, tonight's shout out has to go to Frankenstein. Where are these guys? I need their help. Matt Hoos, Matt LaVenture, Ernie Brown, all these guys. We got to get them over here and give JR some competition.
Yeah, you guys had 18 cars last week. That's the other thing. Am I scaring people off? I mean, what's going on here?
No, I don't think so, Sean.
All right, Donnie. Well, hey, listen, we'll be back. We'll do it all over again next week at Bristol. You looking forward to going there?
Oh, I love Bristol. Looking forward to that. Yes, Chris. I mean, Sean. Are you going to be there, Sean?
Yes, Donnie, I am going to be there. And I do want you to give a shout out to your very special sponsor real quick.
I love the ASPCA. Have your pets and spayed and neutered. Thanks for that, Sean.
All right, Donnie Moore, and thank you. We'll see you next week in Bristol, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
That is the great Donnie Moore, former champion and regular winner here in the series, Chris. But now it's time to talk to Jeff Sharp.
We got a pretty good... I was going to say, we had a pretty good pattern here, Sean, not to cut you off there. JR's called me you. Donnie's called you me. So let's see if Jeff calls someone else Joe. But Jeff Sharp joins us here in the 73 car tonight, Jeff. And the $1 million question Sean wanted to ask you, and he asked us earlier. So I'm going to ask you, what's up with the number change?
Oh, it's kind of a long story.
Okay.
At 49 was my baseball number, and I retired from baseball, so wanted to switch it up.
Pretty fair enough. But hey, good run tonight. It's top 3 for you. And I'll tell you what, you had some good contact a bunch of times out there.
Yeah, I got lucky. Getting the inside row starts towards the end really helped.
We'll talk about some of the racing out there because we saw plenty of action. And unfortunately, you were around a lot of it and got involved in some of it.
Yeah, it was kind of rough. We were really fighting to get that bottom line, and you didn't want to give it up.
Well, it's good to see you up here on the podium, and we look forward to seeing you next week here at the Bristol Motor Speedways. That's a track I'm sure you're looking forward to getting to, but the momentum starts here with the 3rd.
Thank you. Ready to get away from the Bullring. Thanks to Lowell, and thanks you guys.
Jeff, thanks a lot, buddy.
I'm sure you're not the first one saying that, Jeff.
Have a good night.
You too. Jeff Sharp joining us here in the number 73, not to confuse with 49 car, to this evening, finishing 3rd. The New York driver doing a good job there. And Sean, I think we're seeing a common theme here. Everyone wants to get out of Vegas, to get out of the Bullring. So we're going to let them go out of there. But needless to say, Sean, your final thoughts before we go.
Let's get to Bristol, baby. Let's pack this thing up and get the hauler on the road and make our way across the country, basically, across most of it anyway, to Bristol Motor Speedway.
Sounds like you're driving. I'm flying. I'm gonna take the easy way home, buddy.
You fly. I like to drive over the road. That's my gig, baby.
We wish you the best there. So, Sean, we appreciate you joining us as always, my friend. It's good working with you, and we'll see you next week here at the world's fastest half mile.
Sounds good. We will see you then.
Absolutely. And thanks to the Bootleg Racing League for allowing us to cover them, of course, throughout the season. And for more info about the BRL, you can find them on Facebook.com/Bootleg Racing League and BootlegRacingLeague.com. Also, thanks to the company's equipment and software that you see on the screen now that we use for our broadcast. The original music you've heard all year on this broadcast, thanks to Eric Ekholm and Casey Lalonde. You can see the screen on how to contact each of them.
And for information about all GSRC events, go to globalsimracingchannel.com. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel. Find us on Facebook. Just type in Global Sim Racing Channel. You'll find us there, I promise. We also have upcoming races for other series on your screen, so check those out and mark them down on your calendar. Catch us tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, that's lunchtime. We're going to have the Lotus, the CTC Championship Series, the Lotus 79 at COTA. Yes, Circuit of the Americas, Austin, Texas. You need to be there.
Is that why you're driving, so you could stop there on your way?
Yes. Gonna take a trip home real quick.
Makes sense. Well, next week the Outlaws are on the last Great Coliseum. Now, I haven't heard if there's any PJ1 or VHT or VH1 or MTV being put down the track, but needless to say, we'll be there at Bristol Motor Speedway for 100 laps of the world's fastest half mile. You can, of course, see all the action starting at 9:15 next Saturday night on iRacing Live and the Global Sim Racing Channel. For Dougie Beard, Joe Peak, Sean Ambrose, I'm Chris Scaller. Race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.